The shortened season was definitely different, coming from playing 20-ish games the season before and then going to 5 or 6 games this year was definitely a big change. With the rules that they had, it couldn't drop below our nose, and if it did, we got a warning, and then if we got 2 warnings, we got ejected from the game. Wearing a mask while we played was definitely the biggest change.
Definitely different with no fans, but at the same time it was kind of nice because you didn't have those like naggy parents, you know, yelling at you, but it definitely felt like it was just like kind of a scrimmage, even though it counted towards so much, but it just felt so weird. PA put out rules for wearing masks, so if you had it below your nose, you got a warning, and then if you did it again, you'd have to sit out for like the rest of the game. And then for the team, you had to wear it on the bus, and there were like no team gatherings without masks on. My team had to quarantine like twice, and it wasn't bad, but it kind of sucked like missing those few weeks. And you only had to get tested, but it was a week after you were exposed, so like if we got exposed on Thursday, we'd have to wait another week. So I think my team ended up missing like a bunch of games, which sucked. Yes, wearing a mask affected how I played because it was much harder to breathe, and like when you tried to take a mask break, they always yelled at you, so it affected me a lot. I would say it was pretty hard to wear a mask because like you weren't allowed to take it down at all. I mean, you could when you were on the bench, but past that, and it got all sweaty, and then like you had to like inhale your sweat, and it was kind of gross.
Playing without a crowd didn't really affect me too much. I don't acknowledge a crowd when there's a crowd there, but I know some of my teammates it took a toll on them.
Overall, COVID has affected me by 1, you have to wear the masks. 2, I feel like we haven't really been able to like have like the classrooms, especially at Southwest Tech. Like you'd think you'd be able to meet the different people and like get to know like the teachers better. But especially my teacher, she's like all about the like COVID restrictions and everything. So like I haven't really made many like new friends. And then when it comes to regular school, you have to be a certain like distance apart. So it's weird like that. And then out in public, it just doesn't feel the same anymore because you think you know a familiar face, and then it's covered. AAU basketball is basically a traveling basketball team where you just work on your skills for like further high school. So for AAU, we didn't have a team because there's no Vermont tournaments whatsoever, and nobody wanted to travel because of course you needed to do the quarantine, which would get you out of school. Before you go into the AAU games, you have to wait. The players go in first, and then the fans have to stand outside, wait, and then after like 10 minutes you get screened, and then you wait a little bit longer until the exact game time, and then you can finally go in, and you have to sit in like certain spots, and you can't have more than like 3 people in the line, and it's really difficult to understand sometimes. I played AAU for about 6 years now. A regular tournament, you either go into the sports complex or the gym, and everybody can go in, so if you wanted to watch a game before yours, you can, but now with COVID, you have to wait outside. I think when the vaccines come out that life is gonna be like somewhat normal, but I still think there's gonna be a lot of restrictions. I hope that the masks go away, because I hope it's gonna be a hot summer, but also I think that we're still gonna have to do the 3 to 6 feet, and we're just gonna have to treat it almost like the flu, but it's definitely gonna be different.